Actually, the silver lining is having this moment to pause. And Venice, like the water's clean. You can see the fish because it's like not this polluted. And in China, the air is clear. That for the first time they're having clear. Like all this stuff, right, is like a consequence of us just stopping for a minute. So might be a good time for reflection as well.
Of all the countries in Europe, this is the country where I noticed the culture is so oriented toward being together. Like they have this joke. They say, well, you have an American and you have an Italian who walk into a restaurant. How can you tell which is which? The Italian will look and see the most crowded part of the restaurant and go sit there. The American will see, the most empty part of the restaurant and go sit there, And it's kind of true. This is a dramatic kind of situation, a more dramatic situation for Italians than for many other people. I mean, the singing, I think, is brilliant because I've also never been in a country where people sing so much just at any point. People break into song in a bar or a restaurant. Like, they do that in the movies in America, but nobody ever actually does that.
Some tips.
Please tell me, please.
One thing that we can do to avoid loneliness and to avoid being bored.
I have a 5,000-piece puzzle, and we just started.
I want to buy a puzzle too.
Yeah.
Also because with the puzzle we don't use a computer. Otherwise, I think we will get such a headache inside the house. Computer, TV, and like do something else.
I don't get very bored, but I'm an art student, and I'm very behind in my work, so I'm actually getting caught up on my work.
You have this drawing, and you need to paint by numbers, so there are these tiny numbers. It's nice, but also that one at the end gives you a bit of a headache because it's really, really tiny numbers.
Every day I'm in contact with at least one person, and a lot of them are people from my life that I love, but I never see, and I'm busy, and they're busy, and they have kids now, and I normally I'm like, well, they probably don't want to talk anyway, but they do, and so now we're back in communication. So that was my suggestion, is it's a good opportunity to like reform those connections with people that maybe we've drifted away from a little bit.
I'm talking to my sister and my nephew every day. I'm creating puppet show on the screen, and then I'm going to talk to my aunt, who I haven't talked to in many months. So basically, I'm making sure that all the things that I usually say, I should do that, but I'm tired or I can't, I am doing them and over the phone, just talking.
I shaved my beard after 5 years because
because no one's gonna see you. Yeah.
I was thinking that I never print my pictures, my photos, and this would be the time to send since I'm so frustrated with technology, I have the time to deal with my frustration and send my photos to a place that can print them for me.
A friend of mine in San Francisco sent me a picture of Market Street, and I imagine most of you haven't been to San Francisco, but it's a major street. It's like, Via Emilia, like times 10. They took a picture and it's empty. You have to understand, it's never empty. Like, it's never empty, and it's empty now.
It's going to change the world, but also people's thoughts and people's mind. Like, in this moment, I have never been so grateful to be here in Italy and to be Italian, honestly.
Yes, me too.
And I agree. I'm really grateful to be in Italy. People are like, well, why don't you go back? And I'm like, are you crazy? So I think it's going to be a real educational time for Americans, and I think it's going to be a huge time of change. And I think ultimately it is going to be for the better. I do believe that.